Happy Friday, everyone! Today I'm back with more tips on how you can grow your clientele and get to your ideal clients. And if you've already done that, this video is perfect for you because now we're going to talk about how to respond to different inquiries. And I'm going to be personally sharing the conversations that I've had and using some of my conversations as an example. That way you know exactly how I take care of the flow from the second I get a lead and to the end of the project. So, woohoo! Super exciting! So last week we talked about the 4 different signs that you may not be making money as a musician, and we went through different examples, and it was really fun. You can check my YouTube here to watch that if you haven't already. But today we're gonna go ahead and talk about how to talk. Because I know this can be kind of cringy, this can be kind of scary, and it could be very intimidating. I will personally share with you on what has really worked out for me and what has not worked out so well. Let's get to it then. For the past few years, I've been using Thumbtack as one of my platforms where I gather leads. However, like we talked about it in the video, create a website like a pro solo music brand, you will know that I want every lead, every potential going straight to my contact form. Because as a musician, we are really spread out thin. So it's in our best interest to make sure that all leads all come to one place. And I use my own contact form for that. So what do I mean by that? I use this. With Thumbtack, I do get a lot of leads from there actually. And I lead them to my contact form. And how I do that, I will show you exactly how. So usually when I get a lead from Thumbtack, there are only 2 responses that I'll respond with. Because this is not my main contact form and I don't want to encourage having conversations outside of my own booking platform, I only respond with 2 responses. And this is the first one. If I am available on the date that the potential client is looking to book me, then this is what I say. Here's an example. So I actually ended up booking this gig after directing this potential into my own contact form, and it's great. I'm really looking forward to playing this gig. And this is the same old line I say. Thank you for reaching out. My book is currently open for yada 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 time, yada 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 date. And my rate for this day and time begins at XYZ. And then I say, could you please send your inquiry through my booking platform? See link below and my admin will send you further details. If you have any questions, then please let me know. And I drop my contact form link and thank you, goodbye. And I hope that they come through my inquiry form and fill out my contact form. That way they're in my queue and my admin can help with the flow and setup and hopefully drive them to booking me with a deposit, and voila. Second response that I use on Thumbtack or another site that may not be my booking platform is this. And I say this when I'm not available because I still do want to make a connection. I say, hello, thank you for reaching out. Unfortunately, I'm currently booked on Saturday, December 17th. Or another date. You plug in a date. If the date or time changes, then please let me know. Let us know by sending your inquiry through my booking platform. See link below so that my admin is able to send you further details. If you have any questions, please let me know. So the second paragraph is pretty generic. It follows what I've said to other clients on the days that I did have availability. And this ensures that if anything changes, I am able to capture this client, or maybe there will be different future events and hopefully they'll think of me. I like to always respond back to the inquiry even when I'm not able to take the gig, so that way in future they understand that they need to come through my contact form, which is this. All right, so let's move on to my platform, and that is Honeybook. I've been using Honeybook for about 2 years, and so far we love it and we're very used to it, so we don't want to make any changes to that yet. And I'm going to share 3 different examples on the conversations that I've had. The first conversation that I'm going to be sharing with you is with Sophia. I actually didn't end up hearing back from her, but this is a great example of how I connected with my potentials. So Sophia came through my contact form and she needed performance services for this specific day. She told me that she found me on Facebook. I love including this because it's interesting to see where they find me and how they come through my contact form. And she wanted a cellist for cocktail and dinner hour at the wedding. So I'm like, cool. And as soon as she sends that, Honeybook generates my email, my follow-up email that also sends the menu and pricing. So that way, upon filling out my contact form, my potentials know exactly how much this gig or event is going to cost them, because menu automatically goes out, and I'll share that right here. Afterwards, I followed up with her. And this is where I kind of regret this. I don't practice this anymore. I actually let my admin run everything, because me being in the conversation and all this, it actually just was not at all helpful. I had much more success when I completely removed myself from this whole inquiry process, because I think it was inundating. It was also maybe too time consuming for me, and also almost confusing for the potentials, because there's me and my admin both following up XYZ. So I can tell looking back now that this was not the best idea, and it makes sense because I actually didn't even hear back from her. But again, that is a norm. Majority of people will not get back to you because this is not their priority. This is my priority. So understand that part. So after my menu goes out, I followed up and said, hello or hi, you should have received my menu pricing. I wanted to provide some additional information, and that was very generic. Again, I don't like having a lot of conversation with potentials because that really takes me away from the creative creative process that I need to focus on for my coaching clients as well as my performance clients. So I do not recommend this. In fact, I would assign one person to run all your conversations and help you narrow down to booking this client. But after this, we didn't hear back from her, and my admin followed up. Hi Sophia, we're just following back up on your post conversation. Please let us know if you have any additional questions. So my admin at this point was trying to connect between my conversations and the potentials, and again, this is why it became inundated, and we actually never ended up hearing back from her. So that's that. I want to share the second type of conversation, and this is with Alicia. I played for a corporate event, and this is an event planner, and actually we have a repeat gig pending this year. So FYI, always do a good job, because usually they'll always book you again, and that's been the case for me. So with Alicia, when she came through my inquiry, she wanted performance services, and it was a corporate event for a law firm and their clients from 6 to 9, 200 people, music to be unique and modern background music will provide a backdrop. So everything was super easy. I knew exactly what she wanted. And with this one, she told me she found me on Instagram. After she had filled this out, we were able to move her to the pricing menu that automatically gets sent here. This is where my admin follows up and says, hey, Journey, let us know that you'd be submitting an inquiry. If you have any, you should have received the pricing menu. Let us know if you have any questions at the moment. If none, then I can send you a contract, including invoice for your review. Her books fill fast, so we will need to move quickly if you want to lock in next Thursday. Let me know if we can help finalize. So that was his follow-up email, and then after that, my admin follows up with her, and I no longer am part of any of these conversations. So usually clients are able to talk to me once I become their artist and we have a pending gig. But until then, I find it very draining and not the best use of my energy and time to be having all these conversations, because again, if I'm doing this, I'm not creating music, I'm not practicing, I'm not making up set lists, I'm not adding new music to my set list. So I highly recommend you guys moving away from having so many conversations and maybe hire someone to just run these convos. And it's really easy because you have about a handful of conversations that could possibly happen throughout this process. Here, my admin followed up. He expressed a little bit of excitement and enthusiasm and let her know, hey, look, we already attached the menu, so take a look and then contact us here if you have any questions. Super simple, and I think they really like it. Whenever we start to talk too much and give too much information at once, I think it kind of scares them away, because again, this is our thing, and while this is easy and it makes sense for us, I think for potential clients, they have a hard time understanding how everything's going to look. So again, minimal conversation so you can lead them to make the decision. So we're able to book her, and I had a really wonderful time, and this was my first law firm gig, and like, I mean, they love giving you a huge tip in a white envelope as you leave. So yay for corporate events. I love you guys. All right, so that's the second conversation that had a very positive outcome. Now I want to talk about the third conversation. And this one with this potential client, it didn't quite work out, but I love the fact that we were able to connect with her and she was responsive and we had a really good closure. And I always like leaving conversations this way in case they need to find a musician for their future event. They'll know exactly where to go to because I've made an impression and I was personable. So this is the third conversation, and this is with Sumra. Sumra had originally come into my contact form interested in a performance event on a Saturday, and she wanted to know my rates and what type of services, and wanted to know whether it was solo, multiple people. She got all of the answers the second she filled this out, because again, my menu and pricing is in an email flow that gets generated automatically and goes out upon someone filling this out. So super easy. And then once that's done, we follow up and let her know that, hey, look, we've received your inquiry. You know, you should have received our menu. Everything's good. So this is what my admin said, because she had asked, I need more information about the prices. What is the weekend rate for your service? Do you offer just solo services? Can you play as a part of group? Do you have a YouTube channel? So all these questions, it's been answered in the first follow-up. He answered a question that I'm available for this time, and due to short notice, I'll be able to play top 40s. That's like my general repertoire and my set list that I use weekly in my performances. And for last minute gigs, I'm not gonna be able to have the time to come up with a whole new set list or accommodate a lot of requests. So he let her know what the rate would be in case she wanted to hire another musician, because I think she was also interested in having an ensemble, not just a solo artist. Anyway, so that was a thing. So that was a conversation, and then we let her know, reminded of her the rates that she asked. So he was able to answer all of her questions in one email. And this is a little lengthier, but this is because she had asked for this information, and boom, that was the follow-up email. We didn't hear back from her. My admin followed up. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Just really quick, did you have any additional questions, or were you ready to move forward? If so, then we can forward a contract including invoice for your review. Thanks so much. So she can anticipate what the next process would be should she choose to go with me. Unfortunately, she did not, but she was so kind to write us back, letting us know, I'm so sorry I didn't respond, or hired already someone for the event. Not only did she let us know that she won't be going with us, but she also told us the reason why she couldn't book us. So these are information that I don't get to receive on every inquiry. So when a potential is able to provide a response, letting us know the status and maybe the reason why she did not book us, I am most grateful. So thank you so much for conversations like this. So I love that. And after that, we went back and told her, thank you for letting us know. Keep us in mind should you ever need music performance services in the future. Have a great weekend. And conversations like this, I usually archive them in my Honeybook. That way, if I ever have different promos or concerts or events, services that I may be having that she could be interested in, I can contact her. A side note, I'm actually starting another business venture with a business partner. She is another entrepreneur and is the executive chef of a catering and hospitality service, and she has amazing ideas. We are actually infiltrating the wedding scene. So we have really cool stuff to offer for people who are doing proposals and weddings, and these packages come with entertainment, food, setup, ambiance, environment, everything. So you never know what you're going to be creating as far as for your unique musical service. So you always want to keep your contact, especially if you've had conversations where somebody was very interested in your performance. So I hope this was very helpful for you. Today we talked about 2 different ways that I respond to people that do not come through my direct contact form. By 1, letting them know I'm available, so go to this contact form, or 2, I'm not available, next time go to this contact form. And then once I've vetted the potentials and they've put in some time to come into my contact form and filled out my inquiry, then I can carry on the conversation from there, and that's where I end up booking my gigs. I shared 3 different examples of conversations. First one with Sophia, where I did not hear back from the potential after her initial contact form, and the second one is a client that I ended up signing and anticipating future events with her. And the third one was another potential who actually ended up going with someone else, but has been super awesome to share that information on the reasons and the status by providing us with a response, which is rare. So anyway, that is all for this week. Next week's video is going to be all about my favorite studio gears, things that help me perform, things that help me generate content, things that help me boost my sound, my favorite gears and equipments that I use in my studio. I will be sharing them in detail, so stick around for that. Thank you so much for watching.